Jim gives you the nod, Randy will be good.
Okay. You want to do roll call for us?
I may. Would you like me to do the official call to order?
Sure, yeah, call the meeting to order. What time is it?
4 o'clock.
4
even.
o'clock even.
All right, Commissioner Cristino,
Here.
Commissioner Klein,
Present.
Commissioner Madigan.
Here.
Chair Van.
Present.
We expect Commissioner Peller, but she's currently absent.
Okay. Anybody have a chance to look at their draft minutes that were sent out?
Did?
Anybody have any concerns or,
Oh, we have to do public expression.
Oh,
real
do
quick.
we?
I don't see attendees, but 2 on your agenda.
oh yeah, there we go. Okay, public expression. Nobody on the phone or
Nobody on the
anything?
phone.
Nobody online.
Nobody
Right.
else here.
Okay,
We're clear. Now
So-
you can move on to minutes.
so now we'll go to the minutes. I looked over them and I didn't see anything.
I didn't see anything either.
Our minutes are simple.
Huh?
Our minutes
Yeah.
are simple, they're not
This is good.
crazy.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, I
I
like it
mean,
short and
Yeah.
sweet.
I'll move to approve.
Joe, you good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Perfect.
I will second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Okay, on to item number 4. Reports, California Fish and Wildlife, I did reach out to Camden and she's in the field. So she wished us a good meeting, but didn't really have a lot to report, but she is looking forward to meeting the next meeting. And Lieutenant White, I reached out to him and he's out of the office in the field, he couldn't make it either, but he wanted to maybe get together with me here in the near future for breakfast or lunch and have a chat, and I said that'd be fine.
Did Camden mention anything about the releasing of their elk count numbers?
No, you have her number though,
I'll
I'm
give
sure
her a
you could
call.
reach out to her, yeah, she's
Yeah.
pretty good about that.
You know, maybe if they can't make it, they might be able to submit like a paragraph and give us an update,
Yeah,
you know, and that, I don't think that's too much to ask.
yeah, and I
Every other
noticed
month
that
to
you
get a
did
little
include
update.
her this time
Yeah.
on our email chain,
Yeah.
so that's good.
I've been
Just a
copying her.
suggestion.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. I know she likes to be a part of the face-to-face.
Yeah.
She likes to interact with
Yeah.
us, but you know how work is, sometimes your job pulls you away. so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but a brief synopsis of what's
Mhm.
going on, it's always helpful.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and also on the law enforcement side with the wardens, it's nice to know where we have game wardens and where we don't,
Well,
Yeah.
we really haven't had, I don't think, an official update from the warden since I came on. And I've been on now for, I don't know, a while.
Over a year.
Yeah, over a year. So I mean, that's information I would definitely like to hear and I think
Yeah.
would be very relevant to our discussion,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I know when we were having the meetings around,
Mhm.
the Willits wardens were really good because they lived right there locally.
Mhm.
So they were, Captain White at the time was good at coming
Okay.
and a few other folks. But
Well, I'd be happy to reach out to a couple of them.
Yeah.
I know that some of the ones that I talked to do Lake
Who's the
and
one on the
Mendocino.
coast now? There's 1 or 2 on the coast.
well, I don't know. They just hired a new guy.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. I got it
I
on
can
my
look into
phone.
that too.
And I think Warden Powers is still around over there. But
Maybe we just shake the bush a little bit and see what shakes out.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I don't recall the last actual warden update, but I didn't go to the traveling meeting.
Yeah, and we talked about those. I guess we could talk about that later on our meeting schedule.
I was
So-
gonna note for 4B that it's been a carryover for the past couple agendas, but since he hasn't returned Tracy's phone calls and hasn't appeared, I'd like to remove him, and then if he does come
Yeah.
in, he can
Yeah.
speak under public
Let's
expression at
scratch
some
him.
point.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
in
gonna
favor of that.
remove Mr. Brennan.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, 4C, Commissioner Klein.
So I recently was reading this article about deer season and A zone. I think it was more focused on Lake County. Someone from Lake County wrote it, but just wanted to highlight this for us to keep front of mind. Deer decline, of course, is continuing to happen as they're losing habitat and predation by coyotes and mountain lions. And a study done at the Hopland Field Station revealed that only 1 in 4 fawns survives a year because of the growing coyote population.
Wow.
So, if I could wave my magic wand and fix something, that'd be on my list of things to do. So, I don't know if anyone else has thoughts on things that we can do here locally to help our deer population, but just wanted to make that
Yeah.
a part of my report.
Did they give any statistics? Because in the past, there've been a lot of diseases that have affected our local deer?
They didn't in this article, but I would be willing to look at that recent study that was done.
Okay,
But they specifically said 1 in 4 fawns survive a year because of the growing coyote population.
yeah.
And didn't reference any of the disease, which we all know that's
Well,
definitely a part of the equation.
and so are automobile, you know,
Yeah.
Right.
lot of
Yeah.
dead deer.
Hi, Tracy.
Hi, apologies, I was actually like not on time on time and
That's all I have for my report today.
Okay, thank you. Now, let's see here. Commissioner Prestino,
No report.
no report. Commissioner Peller,
Oh my goodness.
hit the ground
Just-
running.
Woo! Well,
Under the wire.
I did some wildlife trainings since our last session, and I'm starting to really get how to roll with it. What we want to do is we want to start the meeting with what's your issues. And then it helps me with the conflict mitigation and resources to share with the public and such like that. So I'm gonna keep rolling with that. And yeah, we had a dead elk. I told Camden about it. And she and Kiana showed up to do a training too in Laytonville, which was great. They brought tons of literature, and then I shared it with all the Grange members, and everybody's just eating it up, and they want more. And we have a county that wants to know about wildlife. And I'm like, okay, all right, I've got things to do. And so, but right now they're so busy. And I really understand that the DFW does not have the time or capacity to do the educational trainings in the summer at all. So it's up to another entity, as we know. That's pretty much it for right now.
So before you came in,
Yeah.
there was discussion of Chris Brennan. You know, he's been on our
Yeah.
report for some time, but we're going ahead and remove him because he
Yeah.
hasn't been in. And,
Can somebody try to get a hold? I feel like a trapper report is so important to know what is going on out there and what are you doing. Please, Randy.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, he is a private entity. You know, he's
I
not
know, yeah,
a county
right,
trapper or anything
right,
like that.
right.
So
Just
I
be
don't
like-
know if we need to be cautious about, you know, inviting someone in.
What, if he's reporting to the county, can we get his reports?
Is he reporting to the county?
I don't know. I mean, what's the protocol?
And where would those reports go?
Would they go to the farm advisor for anything?
I would think that, yeah, they would go to the ag department in some capacity or another.
I can ask the ag department.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because maybe we're just not aware of what the process is and you know,
Yeah.
how we can.
You know, and that would be good
Get a
with a,
pulse on it.
with a warden's report too, you know, because anything that he's having to deal with
Yes.
in a livestock kill facility, you know, type of deal, he'll have to have a depredation permit, with the
Right.
wardens would be aware.
Wouldn't they all have to have a depredation permit, including Chris?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it's almost like a CDFW would have all applications for depredation
And those go
permits.
through Camden, and she has spoke of those in the past here at the meeting.
So maybe the ask for Camden would be, could you please give us, by monthly, if you can't make it, can you please give us a report of all
Yeah, that's what
depredation?
Patty
Yeah,
and
Oh,
we
oh.
just talked
Madeline
about
were just
that.
talking about that.
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like this very second, and I probably
That's all
just
right.
repeated you. Okay,
That's
thank you.
fine.
All right, cool.
great minds think alike.
Ta-da, okay.
Cool. Patty?
Yeah, I don't have anything to report.
Okay, I don't know if we talked about this at the meeting that I was at time before last, but the Wastings disease in regards to
Yeah,
the deer. I
I
don't know
heard about it.
Cam sent some stuff to me. Did I forward that to you to distribute to the commissioners? I'll try to find that and do it. But she'd put together a little thing for me because, you know, the PLM stuff that I work with for the different landowners
Yeah.
and stuff, you know. However, I don't think there's any cases in this area. But, you know, in the southern part of the state, they're concerned about the Wastings disease
Right.
type stuff. So I'll dig that email up and send it on and then be sure that that gets out to all you guys.
Is that the same one that's getting the mule deer that we read
I
about?
believe so.
Yeah.
I think I sent did I send a letter
I think
out
you
to
did.
you?
did.
Okay,
You
I'm
did.
just making sure. I'm like,
Yeah.
am I just making that up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I was like, at all my meetings, I'm like, don't share water, don't share water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all I really had to add. I guess we can talk about, you know, other commissioners coming on in a different, you know, new
You
business
can
or
do that
something.
there if you want.
Has anybody reached out to anybody or have anybody in mind for our 2 vacancies, open vacancies?
I have one person in
I
mind.
know the president of our club would be interested.
Awesome.
Tom Thompson,
Oh, yeah,
he's been here a couple of
yeah,
times.
Tom's good people,
He's a good man,
a lot of knowledge.
yeah,
And where does he live?
Gilbert Valley, he's in your district.
And I reached out to Redwood Empire Sawmills. They have a lot of land in, Gualala, Fort Bragg, Covelo, all over the place, and asked if they had anybody that they knew in their circle as a rep, would be interested. And they felt that possibly they would have a gentleman that they would like to talk to and see if he would be part of our team.
Is Norm still dealing with his stepfather's
I
health
believe
issues?
so, yeah. Norm's been pretty busy, but I've asked him multiple times, but,
Yeah.
he's,
Another guy would be good.
he is, and he's been on the commission before.
Oh, he has?
He has, yeah, so he's kinda, knows how we do business.
Okay.
Been on the ranking committee for the grants and different things. So,
I'll circle back with Dave Wright and just make sure we can just exclude him if he's absolutely not interested.
Sure,
But-
yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be
Sort of-
nice to get those 2 vacancies filled. It
Yeah.
takes a little bit of pressure off us,
Right, the
and
quorum.
how it happens to things when they sit vacant too long, sometimes they have a way of disappearing. So I'd like to have somebody in those positions if we
Exactly.
could, so.
I talked to some people and they were interested, and then they were like, how do I do it? And then I told them what to do, but then it didn't happen. I'll also reach back to Leslie Gravier, and I'll just keep trying.
Anybody has
Okay.
some desktop publishing skills, maybe a flyer that we
Yeah.
could send out? Instead of us saying, oh, it's just, bi-monthly, blah, 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 and this is what you do. Maybe we can create a packet or just a one-pager.
Oh, yeah, I could put it in the
don't
paper. I would love to
know.
put
I
it in
mean,
the Observer.
Because it's not a paid position, it's
No.
a volunteer
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
the executive
it's
office.
Basically, the supervisor who,
Yeah,
It's an
Has to.
appointee. Yeah.
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 Oh.
How about you? Are you finding a replacement?
I'm thinking about it, yeah.
Okay.
When are you shoving off to your
I'm
new?
not sworn until January.
Oh,
so-
okay.
Oh,
we got you for a
yay!
little while.
Okay, cool.
Got a few more meetings.
Okay.
Don't worry, you're not
Good,
getting rid
good.
of me that quickly.
Good. Hopefully never. I mean, yeah.
So that's good, okay, good, well, that's all I've got.
Okay.
So number 5, items for discussion and possible action. 5A, discussion and possible action related to the red line of Fish and Game Commission bylaws, which I printed here if anybody wants to read through them.
I've read through them.
Was there some concern while you were going over these?
No, it was a request of Commissioner Klein to push it forward and let it be reviewed further for
Oh,
this meeting.
okay.
So it's just,
Did you see anything in there that you were?
I think the only thing is I wanted to make sure that we were all good with the 4 meetings a year. 'cause
What page we on here on
would be
this?
switching to a
Quarterly.
quarterly. So that's on the first page. It's on the bottom of the first page. Quarterly on the
Section 3.
first
I'm
month
okay
of
with
the
That's
quarter.
good, right? Yeah.
On the second Thursday. I mean, it's fine with me, and it really only applies to me so much because I do
Yeah.
have to leave. But
Right.
and then my secondary remark would be on the last page. This is not.
Could I get one of those?
yeah, I do have an extra.
This is not a red line, but it's something that's existing in our bylaws.
Okay.
It's a failure to attend meeting.
Mm.
So any member who fails to attend 3 successive regular meetings of the commission or is absent more than 35% of the regular scheduled meetings held during any year subsequent to that member's appointment results in the automatic vacancy in that office. So,
With that change of the schedule, that's 35%. It's gonna come real quick.
yeah, you miss 2 and you're
Yeah.
out. Not that I really want us to be missing 2 meetings a year, but
Yeah, I have a hard time with that one, especially
Especially now.
if the commissioner reaches out, and it's an inexcusable absence, but I understand if you just don't communicate with, staff or whatever, and in that case, yes, but if you do reach out and, you can't do it because of family issue or some personal
How
matter.
would we change it?
I would say you strike the second half and only leave any member who fails to attend 3 successive regular meetings of the commission, and then delete or is absent of regularly scheduled meetings held during the year.
well, this is
Subsequent to that member's appointment may result
Mm.
Could be,
in vacancy,
can-
not as automatic.
yeah,
my question is the second part of this sentence. Pursuant to Mendocino County Code section
Oh.
24050. So
I'd have to go read it and see
we'd
what
have
it
to
is.
see that. So who
Yeah.
prepared this red line?
I did the red line.
You did
Your
the red line.
bylaws are from 1945.
Yeah, I knew they were old.
Yeah.
So my question is this code section still relevant? And are we allowed to change this section based on this referenced code section.
Probably, we'd have to read the code section though, we may have to push it to the next meeting. I mean, ultimately, they'll be approved by the board before any action is taken to change anything.
Yeah.
So it doesn't just stop here. But I'd have to read the code section and see.
Good catch, though.
So do we need a motion to,
I have one other question.
go ahead, Patty, I'm sorry.
Since now with our grantees, they have to, it's a reimbursable grant in the sense of if they're going to be recipients, they have to spend the money and then get reimbursed based on their receipts and their reporting. I'm wondering if it would be good to try to insert something into the code that would allow like a third party, like the Community Foundation or the Resource Conservation District, or somebody who has a pot of money that could do kind of a bridge loan and kind of they're taking the risk, of course, right? But if it's based on a solid relationship with another entity, I just feel like we're gonna be excluding a lot of groups if they have to spend like $25,000 or $30,000.
Yeah, and that's why they're coming to us for money.
Right.
Exactly.
Wait, question, is that officially now our policy? Because previous discussion, my understanding is that was not set in stone. We did not give direction to make that
The
the
request
standard.
from CDFW was with an estimated budget, a 50% payment only, and then final payment with report.
Okay.
Is that in writing? Because when we discussed it with him, he said it wasn't a requirement.
That was just a previous request from the person that he could never find information from.
Okay.
So that's
you are
older-
open.
Is it our
old
discretion at this
information.
point, or?
I mean, you can change, you actually don't have grant bylaws. So we would need something in writing from the commission to change for the grant. If
Okay.
you wanted to change any part of Mendocino County Code of section 2.50 that relates to the commission, that's an ordinance amendment that I doubt would be supported by staff.
I get it.
That's
I
not
get
something I could do without
Yeah.
direction from the board or the director.
it. Right. So it sounds like we have some leeway to create
there
some
could
grant
be-
guidelines.
There could be grant guidelines, which
Yeah.
was something on your agenda as discussions from previous meetings.
Yes.
That you wanted handouts. So
Yeah.
once those were prepared by the commission, it could be subject to that.
Okay.
Well, and I had already pulled Sonoma County's guidelines for their grant program. And maybe later on, we can discuss maybe a subcommittee to
Yeah.
put some guardrails up and some actual policies.
I think
so.
that's good.
I don't recall, it seemed like before, once you were approved for the grant, we cut them a check, didn't we, for them? And then when we
That's
followed
what was
up with the
happening.
audit, if you will,
Mhm.
then their receipts had to match the money spent, the monies we gifted them.
Right.
Well, not
Right.
gifted them, but awarded them.
Right.
So I don't know where
Then
this
we
is, if
had
they
a
have to come up.
problem, I guess it came out in the audit, didn't it? That we were having problems really figuring out how the money was spent. We had some outstanding reports and.
And several grantees have never come back in or provided reports or receipts, so the money basically walked out.
Yeah.
So who's left to be followed up with?
There's a tribal one, I don't have that one here, it'll be posted on the website. One of the tribes, and then there were two outstanding ones that have never submitted their
Receipts.
receipts or final reports or any communication back to the department from the 2016-17 grant.
Well, I think we could-
16-17?
Those are 16-17 audits.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was old grants. But then again, as you noted, CDFW, we went through 3 auditors. They all had different opinions on
Yeah.
how
Right,
the money should be handled. So
Right.
really, I think as long as we have guidelines for the commission, it will be
Yeah.
okay.
exactly.
It's just
And-
there isn't anything.
Referencing other counties' fish and game,
Or propagation
Grants.
fund usage, however.
exactly, is a good way for us to say, well, look, we're basing it off of existing policies, so.
I know the one that had to do with the tribe, Warren, who was a part of the Round
I think it's
Valley.
Round Valley.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for a long time. I knew he was very, very good at his job. He left the area, and I guess the paperwork got lost. And,
Oh.
and I went up with one of the council members, and we hiked the area. It was for stream bed willow rehabilitation and some planting and watering and monitoring. The work was done top shelf, and the willows had taken place. However, the paperwork isn't there, but I know the work was done, and I think that even above and beyond the tribe spent on what we gave them on top of that, so.
Well, I guess if they were going to reapply, they'd have to document and do something for us to feel comfortable doing that.
Right, they
Yeah.
could just
Yeah.
take pictures
Yeah.
of the work,
Exactly.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
think,
And I think we could spell that out in our
Yeah.
guidelines.
please show what our last, funding was and, how it turned out. Go ahead, Joe.
Do we have anything as far as written guidelines for applications for grants? We have nothing.
No.
Okay.
We have an
So I'll be
application.
asking a lot of questions.
We have a single-page application that has about 4 lines to fill in.
It's
Yeah.
really simple.
We
And
can
all
move
the
that.
grants at this point are, the organization lays the money out first and then gets reimbursed?
Mhm.
We request 50% only payment, so they give us a budget for, we'll use, who's the one we just paid? The White Deer. So they have a grant for like 18,000.
White deer?
Yeah, California, is it White?
Oh, our white deer.
It's
Black
California
deer.
Deer.
Was
Black
that the,
tail.
was that the
But is it the white
fawn
deer?
rehabilitation
No,
center?
that one was only 6,000, that was Seabiscuit.
Oh, yeah,
And
that's
that one,
right.
they did all the
Yeah.
work and they did all of the receipts, because it wasn't a huge one, but there was a larger one. But like, if they send us the budget, and here's how we plan to use 18,000, we would give them 9 to 10 up front.
Those
Mhm.
white deer over at the Red Ridgewood Ranch? Ah,
There was, one there, but that was just fawn rehabilitation.
okay.
And the following 50% is upon completion of the grant,
Or
or?
receipts or invoices, whenever they invoice us.
Okay,
Yeah, we have to have the backup documentation and timesheets and receipts.
Cool. So profesh.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
when is the deadline for getting the applications in?
Whenever it's set by the commission and it's opened.
When
Well,
will it
we're-
open?
It seems
We're
like we've
behind
been-
because we had to cancel
Right.
our last meeting.
Right.
So now we're,
Now we're behind the eight.
So are we postponing, giving guidance to the redlining of our bylaws till next
I would
meeting?
recommend a motion to continue so I can
I
research
I
your
so
code
move,
section.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
I
so we can move
second.
along.
Yeah.
sounds good.
Okay, moving
Uh-huh.
on.
so Adrian,
Great.
you're gonna check in on that failure to attend
Mhm.
section? Okay, thank you.
Okay, 5B, discussion and possible action related to the grant management documentation, including education, engagement, and outreach to participants. I don't know who sponsored that.
Madigan Klein from about 4 months ago.
Yeah.
That
Do you
sounds
want,
about
should
right.
should we mark up like one of the other counties and bring it to the next meeting and for a suggestion for what we think?
Are we,
We're meeting, I think, in October.
we're meeting in October?
Mhm.
So here's my concern. We bring back in October and then we're gonna release it then? Are we feeling that's a little late in the game?
I
No,
think-
that's when we did it
Okay.
before,
Yeah.
you know.
The application online?
It is not, I don't believe.
None-
Usually
But
it's
I think it
posted
will
online
be.
with
Where
the
do I
opening
get
of the grant and then the press release and whatever.
Here's what I would
Has been done.
propose. All of it needs a refresh.
Mhm.
And so I would propose we have a subcommittee spend time updating the application and proposing guidelines. We have plenty of examples. It won't be that much work, I promise. I'm happy to sit on that subcommittee. We could meet within the next month, knock it out, and bring it back to our next meeting for approval, and then release it the following week.
Count me in.
Yeah.
Perfect. You guys both
Totally.
live here in Ukiah too, so that makes it easy.
Okay, we've got it.
Question, is your club planning to apply for some?
Yeah.
Okay, then you probably shouldn't.
Then we
I
prob-
recused myself because I think I was gonna apply for something too.
Are you
Yeah.
gonna be involved in the application? Well, updating
In
the
all due
information.
probability, because it's basically 3 offices
Yeah.
that are active in the club, and I'm one of them.
Well, you're not gonna be looking at you won't be on the subcommittee to
Mm-mm.
approve, so that's probably
I don't
fine.
think, I don't see an issue with
I don't
Joe
see
being
Yeah.
on
I
there.
just wanted to pose the question,
Yeah.
that's all. So let's,
I'm good.
okay,
All the-
sub
I'm good if you're
resigned.
good.
Awesome,
Do we have to make a motion for that and vote on it? or-
yes. we
You
do.
might as well.
Make a
Yay.
motion that we approve,
You can make the
commit-
motion, you're the chair.
oh, sorry,
So,
Uh,
somebody.
I make a motion that we approve the subcommittee of Supervisor Klein, Commissioner Klein, sorry, Commissioner Klein and Mike.
Supervisor-elect,
Yes. And, I forgot to,
Joe.
Joe,
Christine.
yeah, Joe,
Christina.
sorry, Joe.
I've been
Yes.
called worse.
God, jeez, so sorry. I've
this New
been,
Yorker would be worse.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of my better titles.
All those in favor?
Oh, who's the second? Are we gonna take Madigan?
Yeah, only one left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure she's got a second.
Yeah.
All
I'll
those
second
in
it.
favor?
Yeah, aye.
Any opposed? Perfect, you accept your nominations. You are the ad hoc.
Okay,
Sorry, Joe.
thank you. 5C,
Thank
discussion
you,
of
guys.
possible action related to opening the Mendocino County Fish and Game Commission propagation grant cycle for fiscal year 24-25.
I think we just had it.
We just
Yeah.
talked about that.
So
So
I
like-
did have one question here.
Yeah.
So we being county staff stepping in for the secretary, have never launched anything for Propagation Fund except for posting on the website. I believe it was just a press release. I don't know if you know what the secretary had done before. We don't have email groups or anything set up like that, so we could email specific people if they want to forward. If you have contacts, we could send it to each of you
Yeah.
to forward.
Yeah,
And then do a press release, but we're open to suggestions of how would you like to launch this opening when we go there in October?
So exciting.
Just so we're prepared for that discussion.
How did we do that before, Tracy?
I have no idea, yeah.
I could ask Beth. I'm
Yes,
still in contact with Beth Solomon.
because I was the worst secretary.
I think she did a press release, but
Yeah.
all she would do is bring me the PDF and be like, post this on the website, and so I
Oh,
posted.
okay.
Yeah.
So-
But I don't know what else.
Aren't there web-based type things that when you release, you have grant monies available that
Yeah,
people look at type of deal,
Yeah, where are we gonna post it?
yeah.
We don't have a Facebook page or anything like that.
We can ask, like Mendo Fever will always
Oh, yeah.
repost
Yeah.
stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
That's
Like
good
media
idea.
posted
Good idea.
press release.
I
Yeah.
can share it on my campaign page.
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff's pretty easy.
Can
I
we-
can put it on my, CompSheet has a Facebook page.
Yeah.
Cute,
Okay.
and Laytonville has a Facebook page.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a
Can
Facebook
we-
group, right?
can we
for
do-
each community. So why don't we, for each
Yeah,
area that we represent, let's make sure to take that as individual action items to share that
Okay.
information.
I know we've
Great
been,
idea.
yeah, that's a good idea, and I
I
know
can
we've been,
post some flyers like through Anderson Valley, my
okay.
route.
And can I post on paper? Can I give it to our paper to post? Is that
If they'll
okay?
take it.
Sure.
So what
Yeah.
I'll do is I'll make a county press release and send it out to each of you to review and see what you think of the information as we get closer, maybe after you guys start some of the ad hoc forms.
Okay,
Good.
So I have new information, and then we'll be ready to send it out in October
perfect.
okay,
for the meeting,
great.
and then we can all post in places.
Okay, cool,
I
cool,
can do
cool.
some of the media outlets and a press release through the county, and then we'll
Okay.
just hit all the sites.
Are you gonna put it on your Facebook page?
I don't have a Facebook page.
Okay,
That's
nice.
smart.
Smart. I have one, but I never use it, but yeah, it's okay.
Okay, that was my question on grant cycle.
Thank you for that.
Any other comments on grant cycle?
Yeah, what, I know we were back and forth on the amounts.
We can go to our budget.
Yeah, where is, I don't, did it,
It was attached at the
I
end.
have it.
And then at the very, very, end of the day,
This is a
Monday?
projected, and then this is.
what we've got to spend?
they're actually opposite, so the line this way was the projected.
Okay,
And then from our fiscal team, this is the bottom line as of Monday, the 12th is when I had it
Okay.
created. There's 109 and 33 and 84 cents.
Sweet.
Jesus.
but
Good
how much
job.
do we think we're gonna spend?
I mean, I didn't do anything, I
Yeah.
just said, can you make me a new cut sheet? So this is minus
Somebody
all
did
the
their,
grants.
their work.
That's really
Everything
exciting.
paid
Yeah.
out, plus the interest in the
Okay.
bank account, plus any court fines that came in, minus expenses.
Yeah.
Grand total, Monday afternoon was 109,000.
Okay, good.
And what was our, outpay to the counties for you guys, to
7,000,
7,000 for the year?
yes.
And how was that
That's a
approved,
pretty good
Adrian?
deal.
The 7,000?
Yeah.
That went from the assistant director who came to the meeting
Yeah,
through the motions for re-improving those months, and then the executive office.
this is working out better than I hoped.
Right? And then didn't we say that we weren't gonna spend all the money, we were gonna leave ourselves cush or
We
something
need a little
like
bit,
that?
yeah. We wanna make, in case we need them to look into something for
Right,
us,
Right.
So-
Can I since run the grant thing? So just a question. I am allowed to apply for a grant to get non-lethal exclusion stuff, right? Like to write up a grant for some stuff and present it to you, correct or not correct?
You're asking the wrong fella.
I'm like, correct? or
I'm here to
not
get
correct?
educated myself.
Okay.
I
So
I don't know, but it sounds like it could be construed as self-dealing.
Okay, so I can make sure somebody else
Have a
comes
copy of
and
this?
applies and be
Yeah, you can
like,
take
hey,
that.
can you apply for
Do you have
this
that?
grant?
Oh.
How should I do
I'll
it?
give you this one.
Well, is there anybody else involved in the organization, or is it just you? Are you one
Yeah.
girl show?
Pretty much, but I am applying to the community foundation too, you
Mhm.
know, so that's just fine. I just thought, gosh, this would be a fabulous grant for the fishing game. Too bad, I didn't
Maybe
know
you
if I could or not,
You
yeah.
can partner with someone, and that partner is the one that receives the grant.
Yeah, good luck, yeah, anyone who would partner is probably here, like, at the table, like.
Well, community foundation, talk to the RCD, you know.
Yeah. Okay,
think it's just good to have a little buffer between you and
It's true.
sitting on the commission.
Oh.
That's my opinion anyway.
I know, so that's why I asked.
So I guess, I think we danced around my question a little bit. What was the top amount the ceiling, if you will, for a grant, say, for Fish and Wildlife Club, 25,000, 10,000? What was the
Okay.
ceiling? What
Didn't
could
we say,
award?
wasn't it 20? I thought it was 20, I can't remember though
I
at
don't
all.
recall setting a ceiling, because we've done 25,000.
Yeah,
But that would mean we could only do probably three,
3 big ones.
yeah.
because I
three
know
big ones.
last time we decided, let's just spend all our money and give everybody everything they want, which was so great, right?
Well, yeah, you're.
Well, you know,
Depends on
if you
yeah.
make 25 the top, some people
Yeah.
are going to apply for less, and we don't really know what they're going to apply for.
Right, and they have to come up with half the money themselves.
When I know that when I kind of come on board, we wanted some of the money eartagged for the schools, you know, for
Yeah,
in-classroom learning, you know, and we've got some stuff going in Covelo, or we got
Mhm.
little temperature monitors, you know,
Right,
and I
the
talked to some of the
cases, yeah.
teachers, and they said the kids just ate that
Yeah.
stuff up. They
Oh.
said, when are we gonna go check the monitors? you
Yeah.
know?
So like maybe put in a thing to Pat Higgins, ask him to come apply or something?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that was through Pat, that was through the Old River
Yeah.
Recovery Program,
Yeah.
yes.
and I know
So
that,
can we, is there any way we can look at doing like maybe 225,000 tops, and then make sure there's some money left aside for the smaller, you know, the 5,000 ranges, or just wait till they come in and see what they got and sort them and rank them and do it that way?
I think that's better, because you really don't know which ones are gonna be good or not, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, you don't wanna be like limited. So I would suggest that we give a range, like, you know, from, you
Did the
know,
other county
suggested.
list any top?
Yeah, I wonder whether they have any,
No, the only thing that they have is, they have a $50,000
Mm.
reserve, so they always keep 50,000 in their fund.
okay.
Oh, cool, so then we have 50,000,
I
okay.
think they got a little bit better income down there. than-
Yeah.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe, and
Yeah.
also maybe their
Thank-
expenses are higher.
Very
Yeah.
much
Maybe if we
so.
kept 30,
I was gonna say
Reserve.
25,
I was
keep
thinking- yeah,
25 in
yeah.
reserve.
Yeah, yeah. 25, 30, yeah.
Well, are we expecting to, how much money are we expecting to even get next year? What's-
109,000.
Well, that's what's in the fund
Oh,
currently.
oh,
No, no,
gotcha.
yeah.
We
We don't
only
know.
received, this year, we only received 4,000 in fines and 2,000 in interest, so $6,000 came in.
Oh!
I think we need a bigger buffer than
Yeah.
20 or 25.
Oh, no!
I'm remembering our last conversation about this was that this is really down and we're not
Mhm.
expecting to see the same kind of revenues as before.
Well,
Weren't we being like, are people getting fined?
Well, a lot of it was from abalone poaching, and
Yeah.
there's
Big
no
time.
abalone.
Yeah.
People are still
Right.
poaching them, but
Well, I think from what the report we
same
got
level.
was it's still
Yeah.
going on, but we just don't have the wardens on the ground to, but, you know, it sounds to me like through some of the talks I've had,
Yeah.
that you know, the warden positions are getting filled, so we may see, you know,
Yes.
more fines and stuff, and
Yes.
more stuff coming in.
Well, still, we
God,
should
I
use
wish
the
we-
precautionary principle
I agree.
and not give out too much.
Is there a way that we can get our people to the table? Okay, that's a tangent question, sorry. Okay, yeah,
So we do,
I
know
love
we
his
need at least,
self-correcting.
yeah,
we do know we need to at least keep it, at least 7,000 in there, cause that's what it
Yeah.
covers us, costs us to keep us.
right, at least. I like 20 to 30, I think that's safe, that makes me feel safe, and then especially if we only get 6,000, what do you guys think? I mean,
I think we need to keep at least 30.
I concur.
I
yeah,
do too, so that leaves us roughly $80,000 to distribute out in funds,
that's
into
still
grants.
fat, that's great, that's
I
fun.
think
I
that's still
kind of
pretty
good.
imagine that I would be surprised. I mean, I've never been through a grant cycle, so I'm
Yeah.
not saying I understand the fully, but I'd be surprised if we doled out 80,000.
I would too.
That seems a
Do we make a
significant amount.
motion that we keep 30 in the coffers right now?
Well, I think,
Or is it-
put
Why
that
don't
on
we
the
make
agenda.
that, why don't we make that a part of our approval in October?
Yeah.
But I'll make
Okay.
a note of it
Okay.
for when we're prepping a
Good.
bunch
For the
of
document.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
accompanying
Good.
documents.
Good.
Thank you.
I'm glad that we had that discussion.
I don't think I've ever seen a board item that was over, I think the largest I've ever seen is about 56,000 in disbursements.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
huge.
That
I know, I
wasn't to
think-
one person though, it was at least 3.
Okay.
And
We
then
had
I
a
know there was a year, there was 45, that Beth did it, it was 45,350.
I remember in the old days though, remember when we were reviewing grants way back when? We
Yeah.
had some pretty hefty ones.
We did, yeah, I
Yeah.
think like the
At
Josh
35 or
Josh
something.
Russo was, I think,
Yeah.
$25,000
Yeah.
for that urchin
Urchin
Yeah.
thing,
study,
yeah.
and there was some
How
pretty
did
good
that
ones.
play, I did play out, I was a good one. Yeah.
it was good. They did a lot of
Yeah.
good research and they brought some people in the tanks, remember, and cleaned up
Yes.
some of those urchin beds and stuff.
Yes.
And the last report that we had gotten from Josh when he was still active with our group was the kelp was moving back in and all that
Yes.
stuff.
God, it'd be so great if he would come back.
Yeah, yeah, I'd like to reach out to him and get him, even if he could call in and give us a coastal
report.
update, cause he's in the know on that stuff.
Okay.
Adrian, would it be possible to put a note on our commission page? I'm pulling it up right now to see what we've got even on there right now. But I know that there's not information about this grant cycle. Would it be possible to say applications are being updated, expected in
Yeah.
October?
Coming soon.
Yeah, just so that if
Sharpen
someone
up
does
your pencil.
look.
Yeah,
Do you want to say expected to open in October, but just leave the date off?
Everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
That's
it's
a great
good.
That
idea.
way.
that way people
can-
aren't blindsided by it, they can prep
Yeah.
for it a little bit.
They know
Yeah,
it's coming.
yeah.
My
Yeah.
thought exactly.
I have that much time to find somebody. His buddy, be my wildlife buddy. So what do you guys think about a fishing game commission party? Like, and we invite all the people that we want to talk to and be like, come talk to us.
Is that how we're luring people here?
Exactly, give them a little bit
I
of
see what you're
incentive. Free dinner. How's it going, wardens? How's it going, biologists? How's it going, trappers? Let's talk wildlife. I don't know. Could we do that? Are we not allowed to do that? Is that just like way crazy pants?
You could do a noticed public meeting that included something that, you
Like an
paid
open
for, not-
house?
An
yeah.
incentive.
Like an open
An
house with
incentive.
some, like, snacks and,
Yeah, just an
I mean, where
incentive to be
if
like, please come to our
staff is
open
just
house.
clerking a meeting,
Yeah.
but you're putting something on, like it would be a noticed public meeting for us to be in a quorum,
Okay,
and people show up, sure, you could do it.
and okay, cool, and we could do it like in October, November, like December or something like that with the downtime with the wardens and stuff.
Where at though? I mean,
It would have to be here, right?
You don't have to do a Zoom meeting, you're not required, you can have in-person meetings,
Mm.
so you could pick a location, like Seabiscuit, Copella, I don't know, pick something.
Okay, so could we put that on the agenda then to
Let's get
talk, that
For,
would be
let's
the
do it for
best.
discussion, I mean, you see,
Yes,
we don't get a
exactly.
lot of
For
people
discussion.
coming.
Yeah.
to
let's
our
put
meetings,
it
right?
for
So you
discussion.
have the option, it's just a traveling meeting.
Yeah, can we
Right.
just can we do a I guess the ask if for, what you guys would be, can we,
Now, hold on a second,
Okay.
how much, is that gonna be an additional cost to the commission if you guys have to
That's
come to
right.
Covelo?
yeah.
We're not going to Copella.
Oh,
Whoever
oh, good one, Rick. Yeah.
Yes.
I've had traveling meetings in Covelo before the supervisors all came and everything,
Yeah.
when we were having issues with the elk up there.
Yeah.
The Ground Valley Commons was packed.
That would be cool. I've been wanting, I don't know, wherever you guys want.
Well, we had our meeting in Fort Bragg and staff didn't attend that one.
Correct.
Yeah.
We
So
don't
we
have
can-
to attend, we can pick
we
and
can
choose,
do
or,
As a way to,
So we'd have to have
Mitigate
somebody take
costs.
notes or
Good one.
something, I guess.
but if we have it on the
Volunteer.
coast,
Yeah,
we
Commissioner
won't get
can
as much
volunteer.
attendance, I don't think.
we won't. No.
So I think it has to be along this corridor somewhere.
probably.
Well, can we just put it on the agenda and then we'll talk about it?
discussion in
Yeah.
October for
Yeah,
travel
okay.
There you
meeting
go.
in December.
Okay,
Sounds good.
thanks.
Yeah, I've always wanted to visit the Joe's work, down at the egg taking station, if you
Yeah.
will, or the fish ladders and
Yeah,
the, I've
That's
never
a
spent any
great
time down
idea.
there.
So when do
Yes.
you
So
guys
that's,
kick off?
I think, even better idea is
January
to have a
2nd is
little
when we
tour
open
of
the
some
doors.
kind.
and then invite everybody, that's great buy-in too, for our wardens, our biologists, this is what's going on, so they can feel educated and we can be supportive at the same time.
Yeah,
So
and
you do a
we could get the
traveling special
Ukiah
meeting
Daily Journal down there, or the
outside
Willits
regular.
Weekly, and, hey, look, this is what's going on in
And
your
you
back
get
door.
snacks.
Exactly.
Yes, okay,
Mhm.
they're coming for sure.
So
Like,
you
Toss a
they're
couple bags of
organic.
peanuts at you and call you
I
in all
think
good.
so,
We do donuts on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Good to know.
Coffee,
That's a
yeah.
storm day.
Is there a place for us to have a meeting there?
We have picnic tables.
That's fine.
There's
So
no indoor,
December?
nothing indoor?
Yeah, but not really big enough to have a meeting. It is a little office there.
Oh,
We can wear
They
jackets.
we have canopies, we can put the
Oh,
picnic
yeah.
tables under a canopy,
Sure.
so we
okay,
have some shade.
okay,
That'd be
okay.
good.
We
Do
won't
some.
need shade in January.
Yeah.
We'll need sun.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Coats.
yeah, just
Well,
because,
this is, we open up January 2nd,
Mhm.
so maybe rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
great.
Yeah.
Well, we'll revisit that in October when we have our meeting.
Sure.
For the perfect place, okay. And I just wanted to see if our people will come. like the wardens and the biologists.
Well, I think
and
they
the
would,
traffic.
especially if we did something like at a fisheries type deal,
Yeah.
but, you know, just to have one, you know,
Well, and can we all make a point to ask our different contacts?
Yes,
Is it preferable to do a morning meeting
yeah,
or this 4 o'clock time?
Right.
And we can make it whatever for
Yeah.
our special meeting.
It'll be dark at 5.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
They're doing their work in the morning.
Yeah.
right.
When do
Maybe
when the
midday.
fish usually most active, just depends?
It's, the spawning is done in the morning, the running of the trap is done in the mornings. I would say by 10:30, we're finished running the trap. On a spawn day can go long. If we're doing a full allotment of fish, between taking the fish down to Kaminsky Station and coming back, it's almost a full day.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, we'd be open to any time.
Yeah.
We'd accommodate it.
Good, and I, you know, something like, I think what Joe works on is
Yeah.
vital to, you know,
Yes.
what our commission is
And
about.
I would be excited to tell
Oh.
people, like my whole WEC board would be excited. We were just talking about, they want to see.
Oh, yeah,
So I'm like, okay, that's exciting.
You'll find it to be an interesting day.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
that'd be good.
Patty, are you excited?
Are you
Or
good
not
with that,
excited?
Joe? I mean,
I'm not
Absolutely,
into it, but that's
obviously.
okay.
You're not into,
It's-
well, I want
The
to.
property is run by CDFW,
sure,
and it's under the Army Corps' jurisdiction, so I would have to get permission from them.
okay. Could you maybe have something for us in October meeting, A or an A?
Definitely.
Okay, perfect.
We don't open until January 2nd, so everything is closed up until then.
Sure. I mean, we could even, like the second or third week of January, or whenever you guys do your thing, give you a
Yeah,
chance to
fine.
get the cobwebs knocked down.
Or
and
you
all.
could have it, I mean, this is just a suggestion.
Yeah.
But, you know, from somebody who lives more than an hour away, and you do too, what about doing it in coordination with our February meeting, or are they done by February 10th?
No, we're still
I
going.
mean, it seems like that would be a good plan. I mean, there's no rule that we have to meet at 4 o'clock, right?
That's
No.
right, that's right.
As long
we
as we
could-
publicly announce that.
Yeah.
If we approve our bylaw update, it changes our schedule and it's the first month of each quarter. So it would
Okay.
be January.
Okay.
I'm not saying we need to host it in January.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's what our bylaws
Okay.
would say if they are approved as
All right.
currently drafted.
Yeah, but you
All
could
right.
still do a special meeting at any time.
We're going to 4 meetings a year, correct?
Yeah.
It would be 4 meetings a year.
Yeah.
I think the idea was to do 4 meetings a year
Yeah.
and then have
And have
one
specials.
special,
Yeah.
you
I
know,
like
2
that.
here, you know, whatever
Yeah.
in there.
It's
There's
so
always
good.
room to make, you know, you can always add a special meeting if it warrants
I'd
it.
really love for us to have a meeting on the elk, a special meeting on the elk, but there needs to be interest in it and
There's
I think
so
there
much
is
interest
interest.
in it.
Redwood Valley people, for sure, Potter Valley
Plainville people for
Lakeville.
sure.
Covelo,
all those people.
Yeah.
Well, maybe let's just leave it on the board where we're gonna have it or what it's gonna be about, and we'll just discuss in October, yeah? Nothing set in stone.
well, we don't have to, I mean, we
Yeah.
could do a fishery special meeting and we could
Yeah.
do
An
you know,
elk
wildlife
special.
I think that's
special
good.
meeting
Yeah,
type
I
of
do
deal.
too.
That's an awesome plan.
Okay, cool. That is so exciting.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that was, staff reports, the Fish and Game Commission budget report, we just pretty much,
You pretty much
Covered
talked
that,
about that.
didn't
If
we?
you
Yeah.
have any other comments, I'll start to prep my estimate again, which, see, I ran it low and you got more money than I thought.
That's right.
so could you, go over real quick, you know, what we discussed, you know, just in the notes that you took of what we're gonna look at doing next, for the next
Oh,
meeting?
for the next meeting? Sure, for continue to October, I'm gonna check the bylaws section in county code to see what that reference is about for
That was,
the absent
Yeah, that was,
Yeah.
what was
and the
that?
failure to appear clause.
Yeah, that was section 5.19.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna check county code section 204
Oh, okay.
and then see if that reference impacts the decision to remove portions, and then I'll
Is
suggest
there any way
a
we
red
could
line.
put, like, if the commissioner called in and it was, you know, an excusable, it's difficult to get commissioners, I hate that somebody had some issues that they were going through to boot
Yeah.
them off the board, you know, and it was,
And then I
I think
can
we
look
did
at-
that with Patty, we gave you special
Yeah.
clearance
just
because you was gone
go
for
to
so many
Mexico.
meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can look at like boards bylaws too, and one of the more recent, because remember, yours are from 1945.
Yeah,
If the newer bylaws omit failure to appear sections, then why not delete yours?
Well, you want incentive for everybody to appear. So we have a quorum, so we don't have canceled meetings. So you want some kind of incentive to get them there. You don't want to beat them over the head, but I mean, you know.
Well,
well, I mean, if they
I
don't
don't
wanna come,
know, if they don't like, yeah, if they don't wanna come, then it's.
they need to
wouldn't
get
even
off
be-
the board.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
it wouldn't even be
You know,
incentive, yeah.
I've had meetings, church meetings, I've been on church council. People go to get elected onto that church council and never come to a meeting. And then the cycle comes up again, and they want to be elected onto council again.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
like,
I would-
what are you doing?
That
Right.
hasn't been the experience with, I don't think, the commission. I think I've been on the commission for 8 or 10 years. And I do think that people don't bow out unless they have a really good reason.
Right.
I've been on
But
since
I also
John
think
Pinch's
that
was
sometimes those
really
clauses are, if you have somebody that you need to,
Get out.
if you have some dead weight, which
Yeah.
is preventing somebody who is engaged from
You have a
coming on.
legitimate excuse.
And that's where having the 7 commissioners is a plus for us. because
Yeah.
If somebody
Yeah.
needs to take a medical leave of absence, if you will,
Right,
then we can grant that, you
Right.
know, because I would hate to lose any of you guys.
right. We can't lose a single
My
person.
biggest concern is the canceled meetings.
Yeah.
You know, we're getting nothing accomplished,
Right,
and we've had a lot of canceled meetings.
Mhm.
So,
I know,
That's because we
We
don't have
need to-
people.
I know.
we need to recognize that and make that not happen anymore.
You guys should have seen what I did to get here today. I'm like, they can't, this gotta make it. It's a commitment.
Thank you,
Is it for real?
thank you, Tracy.
Well, I hope we can get somebody, and I'm gonna work on it
Buddies.
harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to reach out if they can.
Were you gonna ask Aaron maybe or something like that,
That district won't help us any.
or? Okay.
We can only, at the moment, until there's another vacancy, we can recruit for District 4 and an at-large coastal.
Ah, okay.
Which one is District 4?
That's
Or
like,
brag.
Fort
Toward the
Bragg?
coast. They're
Who's-
both mostly coastline.
Who's the,
Okay.
who's the supervisor for
Yeah,
district?
Jody.
Well, Dan Jurdy for,
a second.
from Casper up, and then
Ted Williams.
That's
south
gonna-
of it
That's
is-
gonna change in January though.
Yeah.
Who was elected to that?
Bernie Norvell.
Who?
Bernie Norvell.
Bernie Norvell,
Yeah, he'll take that over.
What
and then it's
about,
Ted.
Oh.
what about,
District 5.
Gowan with Fortunate Farms? She would be so excellent on the commission.
I wonder what
I
district
could
she
reach out.
straddles.
She's Casper. She's in
Okay.
Casper.
She's got a baby.
I know, right, forget it. Yeah.
And we've had I mean, there's, I think, a letter we can get from, help me out here if I'm wrong on this. You know, we can get what's the letter, the supervisor can,
Nominate?
no,
a variance.
variance, that, you know, if you live outside the district.
Yeah, waiver.
Oh, neat.
You
Yeah,
can. They can appoint basically anyone.
right.
They just have to
waive
say,
it.
doesn't matter, we're just gonna appoint this person.
Yeah, it would
Oh.
be nice, and then if somebody lived on the coast, they could come to Comshi and we could carpool.
Thanks for showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Good.
think it'd be good since we're really interested in what's happening with the salmon and with the
Yeah.
urchins and with the abalone to have some
Hey,
representation.
Josh, you can get Josh back.
Josh he wasn't a commissioner, he was.
I know, he was just a dude.
And he lives
Maybe.
like in Santa Cruz or something, so he's
Oh.
not even really eligible.
Oh, I thought he lived here.
He was Anna's buddy.
He was Anna's buddy,
Yeah.
and then Anna won't come back, or she's too busy.
Busy.
Harbor master.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
come on. Yeah, everybody is so busy these days, you guys.
Well, I will make an extra effort since I live closest to the coast.
Yeah.
I will reach out. If Dave doesn't want to do it, maybe he can suggest somebody.
So both our, you know, positions are coastal positions.
I know.
Maybe if we put something in the corners of the mouth or the harvest. No.
I think the best thing to do is to go back to Anna and to Dave, who are former commissioners,
Right.
and see if we can network a little bit and see who they think would be a good addition, and then
It's a
we can
good
reach
idea.
out. And
Good
you
idea.
know, I think even Ted Stevens, you know, if he knows somebody who's interested in wildlife and fish issues.
Do you know this
Bernie?
Bernie? Can you reach out to him?
I
and
can
see
reach
if-
out to him. I've never met him, but you know, he seems like a good guy.
We
Good.
talk.
Good,
Yeah.
Oh, great. Maybe, yeah.
perfect. Okay.
You also
Beat
have
the
your ad
bushes.
hoc continue to October, ad hoc discussion for opening the grants for the forms and the grant cycle. So you have 3 continued items.
Who's
And our
on that ad hoc committee? Am I-
You're not.
Okay.
That was
Who are on our ad hoc
Commissioner
committee?
Klein and Commissioner
Joe and
Pristino,
Maddie.
So they're on, okay,
just the ad hoc for the grants
okay.
publication.
That was
and
what we
then
formed
those-
today.
Mhm, and the discussion on the grants, and then a discussion on traveling meeting later in the year.
Who's on that?
There's no ad hoc, we'll just
Okay.
discuss
We're
in
just gonna
October.
talk it in.
We're just gonna talk
Perfect.
Party.
in the
Yeah.
year party.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Okay, great. Well, if
Mostly-
anybody, nobody, oh, go ahead, I'm
It's just
sorry.
mostly, your agenda will be longer in October than this one was.
Good.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're efficient, it's fine.
the elk.
Did you have something to add on the elk for the
No,
agenda?
I did not. I just like, so many people want to talk about, but it's so hard to get people to come to things.
Yeah.
It's just frustrating in that way. Yeah.
Well, and it's
We
hard
can
for
help
us to
more.
answer unless we have Fish and Wildlife with us, you know, like Camden or
Yeah.
Lieutenant White or somebody, you know.
You almost need to have a speaker or something that you're presenting rather than just a same old, going through your
Yeah.
agenda.
Cookie
What do
cutter
you-
stuff.
What
Yeah.
do we think about November? Would November be too soon to do an elk meeting?
We're like,
Just a meeting here.
yeah. Do you think, I mean, how's it, you hang out, how's it going with the Farm Bureau? I mean, like.
They want to talk about it.
Well, then, yeah, I think
They do.
of
Well, let's
talking
do
to Devin
something-
about
They
it.
have more
Yeah.
room in their office.
And we've
Yeah.
done that.
That's
We've,
fine.
we've
Yeah.
done joint meetings with the Farm Bureau
Yeah, that would
before.
be
Let's
the
see if
best.
they
Yeah, we
wanna do
have.
that.
Then yes,
Oh, they'll do
please. Okay,
And then
cool.
they'll put some PR out.
Yeah.
That would be the best if we could combine,
And why don't we do a coordinated effort between, we'll invite Fish and Wildlife,
okay?
and then we'll invite Farm Bureau, and then we'll invite the Ag Department.
Oh, yay,
The
perfect.
county.
And then I'll put that in the paper.
Madeline, maybe
Yeah.
reach out to Camden first to see if she would be able to speak at
To
this
attend,
meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
to
it's
Give
her,
her some
it's her
dates,
what
maybe.
people are who are gonna wanna hear from, not so much us.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's all, like.
I know. Me in the background. That's all I have to contribute. But I can
We're
organize
here,
it.
yeah, thank you.
The farm
Okay.
I can
advisor
bake
has a huge
cookies.
conference
Yeah.
room.
Purdue,
Oh, Patty's
do,
gonna bake
so
cookies, tell
if-
everybody,
If
yeah.
they're open to it, I
Actually-
haven't seen,
That would be better because Farm Bureau's moving offices.
yeah, I haven't seen their office,
Oh.
but I know the ag department has a huge conference room with a stove that will
Yeah.
bake cookies. 'cause
Oh,
Been there.
Cooked
It's a
over
good-
there.
it's a good
really?
business.
Are you
That'd be
gonna make
fun.
cookies too?
No,
and
so
we,
okay.
that's where we've had our,
I'll buy coffee.
Oh, yes.
yes, that's where we've had
Coffee and
our
cookies.
grant meetings, is in
Yeah, yeah.
that building.
Okay, so at the ag, that is freaking perfect.
I used to be a little 4-H kid in that
Oh,
place.
yeah.
Aww.
6th grade,
Cute.
dabbling down.
So on the agenda
Not that
real
long
quick,
ago.
I noticed that I am still the chair, but isn't Patty the vice chair?
She is, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Could we add her back as vice chair on that?
I will make a note to fix your footer.
And then when do we do, officer, or,
You know your bylaws say that you're the chair until you're deceased, your bylaws are so old? Or you
Awesome.
step down.
I love
I like
that.
it. Let's
You're
just
safe
leave
for
that.
I like that
let's make an
actually.
amendment on that.
No, Randy, you are there forever. Do
Yeah,
not leave.
I was reading that with elections because we didn't have a chair at that point with bylaws. I'm like, oh, all right.
We're the
When do
old
we- When do
school.
we usually do it? February? We have election of new,
I think it was
We did it.
February.
Didn't we do it in Fort Bragg?
Only because there were vacancies
No,
that
it
we
was
did
in this
not
room.
have.
It
It
was-
was, yeah, it was in,
Okay.
I think
Well,
it was
it's-
You weren't
February.
here, I think that was the first meeting you weren't here.
Okay, yeah.
but we
I was
had
in
to
Mexico.
because.
You're in Mexico,
Anna
February.
left.
Probably
She
not
was
this
the
year.
chair,
She was
so
the
you
chair.
guys nominated me to.
Right,
Yeah,
and Anna
yeah.
was in Fort Bragg.
So technically,
That
I'm
was the
just
last
filling
meeting.
in.
No,
We said only until Patty came in if she wished to supersede
Oh,
you.
that's right,
that's what you said.
yeah.
Mhm.
Patty's
She
like,
doesn't
no,
want
I'm
to
good.
supersede you, so it's
No, he
chair
does such a
man.
good job. But,
Right.
you know, when you're not able to be here, then I run the
You take,
meeting.
good, okay, perfect,
Yeah.
that's where we're at.
And
then.
Randy, please will you stay until you can't move anymore?
Well, no, I'm gonna stay on the
Yeah.
commission,
Okay,
but I mean,
like as
yeah, I
president.
mean,
You're not allowed
you've been
to
in here
go.
for a long time, so you could, you're,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
should be
yeah.
starting to look at
But
the
you're
chair
the
position.
Yes.
I don't know about
Our
that.
meetings would be all over the
They would. I'd be like, wait, tangent. Okay. Patty,
I'm
help.
really pleased with this report.
Commissioner Peller back to 40.
Yeah, you don't want that. I don't want that. Yeah, no, Randy, you're the best.
And thank you,
Yeah.
county staff, for this
Yeah.
report, and
Yes.
Yeah, very
the
nice.
it's, I'm very pleased with our decision to do what we did, and, you know, bring on the county staff as
Oh,
our
yes.
secretary and Matt Meany.
We tried.
The best.
Good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I
Thank
feel
you.
like our whole everything's like all healthy now.
Much smoother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for being so smart.
Okay, well, if nobody has anything else, I move to adjourn.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Nice to see you all.
Ditto.